past week, hospitality software platform Mews announced that it's raised $300 million in a Series D funding round, bringing its funding to $2.5 billion. I want to send things down to NYC content creator Ashley Mastronardi, who has more on this story live from the trading floor. Ashley, good morning.
Good morning, Kristen. Joining me now to share more is Richard Valtr. He's the founder of Mews. Richard, welcome.
Morning.
So, Richard, how significant is this $300 million Series D funding round for Mews?
Well, I think it's a great validation of the work that we've been doing. I think it's a great validation of the strength of the hospitality industry, and I think the transformational change that we're going through. I think I heard your colleague talk about productivity, and especially productivity in hospitality is a big area that we're focusing on, and we're really helping our hotels go through that huge kind of change that AI will only serve to advance.
And how do you plan to allocate the new capital over the next several months?
Well, I think for us, a lot of it is still really going into, the way that we continue to grow, the way that we are actually kind of building up market share, both in Europe and in the US. And a large part of it is, of course, going into software development as well, where we're really, bringing together not just, a single piece or a point solution, but really thinking about it as as an operating system with a very complex, context graph to really help our hoteliers with decision making. And that's really kind of where I think agentic hospitality and lots of the different ways that we're kind of bringing AI into the platform itself, that's where you're really seeing those benefits actually really play out.
And regarding that AI, what specific use cases are you prioritizing, and how do you envision scaling the technology across the business moving forward?
For us, it's really about, improving decision making of, from anyone who's at head office trying to figure out, how should I allocate my spend? What kind of forecasts am I seeing? What signals am I seeing from the market in terms of, what's the summer going to be looking like? So, for example, here in the US, it might be, just how big of an impact will the World Cup actually have, but all the way through to, understanding, for example, if you're a receptionist, should I be upselling a customer that's right in front of me? Should I be upselling them breakfast, or should I be upselling them a higher category of room when I see them? And it's really to improve decision making across the entire kind of operations of both small hotels, even to some of the largest customers that we have.
All right, and it's been said that you've built a category defining platform. How so?
Well, I think and I won't bore you with the details of the history of the hospitality technology, but it's been an industry which has been dominated by certain acronyms. So, for example, a PMS, the property management system, a CRS, central reservation system, CRM. All of these different platforms basically kind of working together, and somebody had to kind of think about how to actually piece them together, and that was usually the hotelier themselves, thinking about, how do I actually kind of make sure that all of these platforms communicate together? And I think one of the things that we've been able to do is really bring all of those things together in a way that now, when we put that AI layer over it, it really helps actually improve productivity in the hospitality industry. And I think that's been the main thing kind of charging us forward.
And what trends, or Richard, are you seeing in hospitality technology right now?
I think what we're seeing is, largely the infusion of AI. I think you can see that in terms of smarter chatbots. You can see that in terms of, for example, call centers now being entirely or majorly kind of AI enhanced. I think we're also really seeing a lot more search actually happening on LLM platforms, and especially the memory agents now really starting to actually kind of bite. So people are, actually searching with their preferences already stored in to the LLMs that they're using for search. And I think that in itself will actually have a very large effect in terms of, what consumers actually demand of hotels, and how they will be demanding more service and more personalized service than ever before.
All right, thank you, Richard Valtr, founder of Mews. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.